Hi, how are you? I'm fine. I will read with you my method for Alto recorder, not all, but we will start together. The Alto recorder, a comprehensive new method. This is an alto recorder. This is a soprano, smaller, and this is a tenor, bigger. It's bigger. And the name arrived from the name of the voice: soprano voice, alto voice, tenor voice, and bass voice. But the recorder plays an octave higher of the voice. So a tenor recorder plays the note of a soprano voice. And the bass recorder is at the higher of an alto voice. But this is not important, because also when you play together with voice, it's okay. This is the alto recorder, is made normally in 3 pieces. This make the sound. This change the sound with this hole. I don't know if you see the hole. Yes, probably. Yes. Wow. This. And this is the feet is made for the last note, one note at the end. When you put together your pieces, the middle piece, the 6 holes are to be exactly in the same position of this, exactly. And this one, there are 2 holes, but we consider it just one, because it's one finger that closes this. Has to be a little more on the right side. You see, it's more on the right side, because this is closed by the little finger. So it could be that the little finger, it's more easy if it's not together in the same line of the other. This is the part that makes the sound, and this is the part that changes the sound in different notes. But you can change the sound also with because this make one sound, and what is here change the sound. There is an acoustical reason, is a little complicated. In my method I explain how to play the recorder, but how to read, to understand the music. Both things go together. I read in my horrible English. First steps. The recorder has 8 holes, 7 in front and 1 behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is double, but the fact that this is double is just for making some particular note, but we consider a single hole because there is closed by a finger. The left hand close the upper 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and with the thumb, the index, middle, and ring finger. And the right hand close the lower 4 holes with index, middle, ring, and little finger. The thumb of the left hand close this hole. This thumb is just for sustaining the instrument. Yeah. To play the recorder, you need to blow gentle and evenly. This is a problem. We can start with this. If I blow inside, okay, but the way, the force in which the air go out change the note. This is a quality and the problem of the wind instrument, that with the breath you can change the volume, the stark of the note, the loudness, and also the tonality, the name of the note. You can play a C, a D, a B, change, just blowing more or less. Try to make the sound smooth and unwavering, like drawing a freehand straight line. I will make you a sample. And this was good, and now not good. So there is an image, this straight line, but if you try to follow this image, you will learn how to blow. A very good exercise is to play long notes, listening of them careful so as to obtain a straight sound. It was not perfect, but with the flute, without closing no hole, this is a good exercise. A little zen to make this long note was a good exercise. Sooner or later you will have to breathe in. With any wind instrument you must inhale through the mouth, not the nose. In the case of recorder, the mouthpiece will rest on the lower lip, while you raise upper the lip slightly to breathe in. So, not with the nose. People think that the most important things in learning to play the recorder are to be able to read the notes and to play them with breath and finger, but this is not true. The most important and most difficult things is to play with correct and regular tempo and rhythm. And for these two things you will probably need the help of a teacher or a friend who is a good musician, because the notes are written, the fingering are written, so you can learn note and fingering. The rhythm is written, but for making a rhythm you have to understand something and to check something, to make something. So this is the part of the music that can create more problem to the students. In this first exercise we will use just one kind of note called a crotchet or 1/8. A black oval shape with a long vertical line or stem, sometimes pointing upward on the right, sometimes downward on the left. The crotchet is sometimes known as a quarter, not 1/8, a quarter note, which implies that it is one quarter of something else. But for us and for all musicians, this note normally has the value and the length of one beat. Why a note that is long one beat has this strange name, 1/4? Because that's arrived from the ancient music. In the Middle Age, in the Renaissance, this was a quarter, but now is one. But the name remained. To play a note, start by forming your mouth, tongue, teeth and lips as if you were going to say the word two. Two, two, two. Not ta, te, ti, no. Two, two, two. But we have not to speech, not to make the sound two, but just the shape, the movement of the tongue, of the lips. Two, 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 two. The sound you must make into the mouthpiece of the recorder, however, will consist only of air. Your vocal cords will not do any works at all, the vocal cords. So, with the flute, each make a note. Can we make a sample together? I make something with the flute without finger and you repeat after me. What I'm making is making with the mouth, with the air, with the tongue. I have 4 times for me and you have 4 times for you. Okay, I hope it was correct. As you can see from the example below, music is written with bar lines. These lines don't need to be played or expressed in any way. They're just to help us read the music. When you use the symbol 4/4 at the beginning, 4/4, at the beginning of a piece, it implies that you will find a bar line every 4 crochet beats. When you see 3/4 or 3/4, the line will come every 3 crochet, and when you see 2/4, the line will come every 2 crochets. These are the notes that we usually play with our alto or treble recorder, with the English name above and the Italian name below. Okay, my good. Yeah. Okay. But probably you have the book with you. And now we will start chapter 1, crochet rest FDC. There is the drawing for this note, and these are the first 3 notes. Drawing sees what you have to do. The sign at the end of the first bar is a rest. Okay, now I think that we will not see more me, but you will see the text. Before, I just show you how to do with the finger. The thumb close this, the medium close this, and this is the F, Fa, Italian name. And when also the index close, so there are 3 holes close, this is a D, Re, Italian name. And when you close also the ring finger, so 4 hole close with the left hand, there is no more hole to close with the left hand. This is a G, a Sol. Okay, now it will continue with the image of the text. The sign at the end of the first bar is a rest, and it tells us what we must be silent. Tell us that we must be silent. In this case, the pause will be the length of a crochet. The double bar line with a colon tells us that we reach that point, that when we reach that point, we must repeat the piece. Don't forget, you mustn't use your voice when you're making the 2 2 2. So not 2 2 2, but 2 2 2. Okay. So before I read the 2 2 2 of the number 1, I count till 4 before starting. 1 2 3 4. 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2. In this case, I don't repeat all because it will be a little boring, but you at home you have to repeat. So exercise number 1, your first exercise with the recorder. You close the thumb and the medium, and of the right hand there is just the thumb for sustaining the flute. So the flute, the recorder is sustained by three fingers, thumb and medium of the left hand and thumb of the right hand. And this is what you will listen. 1 2 3 4. And this is the number 2. In this case I count just until 3. 1 2 3. Okay, and now the number 4, I count until 4. 1 2 3 4. And now the number 4 is not with F, but with D. If you check, the F is upon the 5th line, and the D is upon the 4th line. And the D need thumb, index, and medium. 1 2 3 4. Exercise number 5 has 2 notes, D and F. So be careful. You have to read when there is a D and when there is an F. 1 2 3. Now my flute is closing itself. In effect, when you play at the beginning a flute, it could be of the sound lose the sound because there is something inside in the head of the flute. So I have to clean it, some humidity, some I don't know the English name, but what makes with the tongue. So I can inspirate very stark, or I can put a finger horizontal upon this hole to make the sound, but horizontal, and blow very stark. I will show you in the next video. Now exercise number 6. 1 2 3 4. exercise number 7. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this was the first video with the first 7 exercises in the first part. Bye bye!